Hi guys, welcome to today's video. So today we are going to be, before I say it, I'm very excited about this video. We are going to be reacting on the 50 best, if I don't know if I'm saying it right, most beautiful lesser known villages in Italy. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it well as well. So without wasting much of your time, let's get to the video. What should we do?
Italy. A tale of stone, a heritage carved through the centuries. This is the story of an ancient land and villages suspended in time. Where silent alleys meet breathtaking landscapes, and medieval walls guard forgotten secrets. While crowds pour into art cities, secret Italy preserves most authentic treasures. Historic centers, suspended on rocky spurs. Medieval squares, where elders still gather today to chat. Ancient churches that preserve stories of millennial faith. Welcome to this journey through Italy's most evocative villages and hidden gems. A legacy born from human ingenuity, destined to survive the trends of our busy present.
Make sure you subscribe and click the bell button. I don't know, notification button. Wow, Italy is so beautiful.
Civitella Alfedena.
Civitella Alfredena. Nice name.
In the heart of Abruzzo National Park, where the air tastes of freedom and mountains, rises this little jewel that has made coexistence with nature its strength. At 1,123 meters of altitude, surrounded by centuries-old beech trees and alpine meadows, this village seems to guard the most ancient secrets of the Apennines. Here, you won't find rush or urban noise. The stone streets lead toward houses that seem to grow from the rock itself, while ancient bell towers mark the city's time. But what makes this place special? The answer walks on 4 paws, because this village has become the symbol of Apennine wolf protection.
Do they bite? Do they eat people? I've never seen a wolf.
Indeed, strolling through its streets, every corner tells of a community that has chosen to protect instead of fear.
I'm visiting. But it looks beautiful.
The traditional architectures, moreover, blend with a landscape that takes your breath away, creating a perfect balance between human history and wilderness.
Oh, it's the water. What a beautiful view. It is a very clean.
Pesco.
Wow. The first village, I don't know if it's a village. It looks like a town. It's very beautiful, very clean. You know, the houses are quite different from what we have here. But I would have loved to, you know, see the place. But the wolves, I think it's a wolf is like a wild animal, right? I don't know. But let's go to the next village. I don't know if it's called a village or city because it's so beautiful.
Anso.
Pesco, Costanzo.
Imagine walking in an open-air museum where every little stone has something to tell. We're at almost 1,400 meters of altitude, where the crisp air of mountainous Abruzzo amplifies every architectural detail. This village welcomes tourists with an architectural heritage that makes you fall in love at first sight.
Wow, it's so clean.
Its stone streets guide through centuries of artisan mastery, where Renaissance and Baroque palaces create movie-like scenographies. The Collegiate Church of Santa Maria del Colle dominates the panorama, with its facade that captures the light of the plateau in magical ways.
Is this a village? Yeah. Looks like a city. What?
But it's walking through the alleys that you discover the true treasure, with workshops where the secrets of wrought iron, goldsmithing in bobbin lace, which is an instrument for creating lace in embroideries, have been passed down for generations. Every door, every balcony tells of a prosperity that has left indelible traces in the stone and in the soul of this unique place.
This looks like those Bible stories when you're watching those Bible stories. That opening looks like
Calascio.
Palacio.
Stop for a moment. Breathe. What you see before your eyes is one of the most incredible panoramas in Italy.
It's a beautiful view.
This small village seems suspended between sky and earth, dominated by the unmistakable silhouette of Rocca Calascio that stands out against the horizon like a stone guardian.
Wow. Such a beautiful place.
The houses cling to the rocky slope, creating a cascading effect that seems to defy gravity.
Let me know, please, if you can live here because, like, it's on top of a hill. I don't know. It looks like it can fall.
The wind instead carries scents of thyme and juniper that grow wild among the rocks, mixing with the pure mountain air.
The houses, you guys. The houses are beautiful.
Here, time has another value, that is, the one marked by the wind that caresses the 1,500 meters of altitude, and by the light that changes color during the day, continuously transforming the landscape.
Wow, look at the flowers. They're beautiful. And then the houses. Oh, Palacio. Abruzzo.
Walking through these streets means immersing yourself in an atmosphere where history is breathed at every step, while the gaze gets lost among the Gran Sasso Mountains that frame this natural masterpiece.
Wow. Ghost
Krakow.
town. Ghost town. Why is it called ghost town?
Prepare yourself for an emotion that you'll hardly forget.
Is it abandoned?
This ghost village of Basilicata welcomes you with a silence that speaks louder than 1,000 words.
Looks abandoned. There's a lot of history in this video.
Its abandoned houses rise on a clay hill, like sculptures molded by time and nature, creating a scenario that seems to come from a surreal dream.
Imagine living here alone.
Every empty street, every window without glass tells of a community that in 1963 had to abandon everything due to ground instability. But it's not a silence of death that you breathe here. Rather, it's a silence pregnant with memory and respect. This indeed is not a place of sadness, but a museum of memory that attracts visitors from all over the world.
Yes. So
the medieval architectures remained intact in their abandonment, offer unique cinematographic views, and even Hollywood noticed, choosing these alleys for various films.
this ghost town, is it allowed for maybe tourists? Because it looks like it's been abandoned for years. Is it allowed for people to visit? Comment down below if you know, please. Let's continue. Ghost town.
Pentidatilo.
Another ghost town. Wow.
Raise your gaze toward that rock that looks like a giant hand stretched toward the sky.
Nature.
5 stone fingers that give the name to this village of the most authentic Calabria, where houses seem to be born directly from the mountain. Here, architecture doesn't follow human projects, but adapts to the forms that nature has already designed.
Beautiful. These villages, they look like cities.
The little streets that climb among the dwellings lead on a journey through centuries of history, where every stone tells of a community that has known how to live in harmony with a harsh territory, but generous.
It's so beautiful.
Observe well the houses. Many are literally carved into the rock, with cellars and rooms that penetrate into the belly of the mountain.
Wow.
The rock that dominates the village creates plays of light and shadow that change during the day, while the scent of the sea not far away mixes with that of the Mediterranean scrub. This is a place where silence has the taste of eternity.
It's really beautiful.
Badolato.
Badolato.
Descend slowly through these alleys. What do you notice? Time seems to have stopped at the medieval era, when this village was a powerful city. The stone streets lead through a maze of ochre houses that face one another, creating intimate little squares where the echoes of authentic community life still resonate. What strikes, though, is how every corner offers a different perspective on the surrounding landscape.
Yeah, the houses are too, I feel like the houses are packed together.
From here, the gaze spans from hills covered with olive trees to the Ionian Sea that shines on the horizon. The churches scattered throughout the historic center, moreover, tell of deep and authentic faith, while the noble palaces hint at a wealth that has left traces in the architecture. It's a village that has known how to be reborn, attracting new inhabitants from all over Italy.
Wow, it's like a whole map. The houses are packed together. Okay. If the villages are like this, I can imagine what the cities look like. It looks like such a beautiful place. I cannot wait to see the most beautiful cities in Italy. And mind you, Santorini is my best touristic site ever. I'm planning to visit it when I've gathered enough funds. Let's continue.
Chittara.
But that's a sea.
The smell welcomes you even before the sight, and it's the scent of the sea that mixes with that of anchovies under salt, the gastronomic treasure that has made this jewel of the Amalfi Coast famous. The houses climb on the rock in a cascade of pastel colors and are mirrored in the crystalline waters of the Tyrrhenian Sea. Every alley that descends toward the sea speaks of a maritime tradition that sinks its roots in the centuries. There are fishing nets hanging to dry, small, colorful boats pulled ashore on the beach, and restaurants where ancient recipes are passed down. Everything here speaks of an intimate and respectful relationship with the sea.
Who else agrees with me that water makes oceans, lakes, all sorts of water bodies, it makes an area so beautiful. I love to see it. Even though the relationship between myself and water ends in the bathroom, but I just love to see it. I love beaches. I just, even though I won't swim, but I love it. I love it.
There's also the Saracen Tower that dominates the town and still watches over this corner of paradise, while the sound of waves accompanies every step through these streets.
Italy is made of water. Most of it is it like a desert in Italy?
Ischia.
Beautiful place.
This island is not just a village, it's an entire world, enclosed in a small volcanic paradise. The streets that wind through the inhabited centers lead through landscapes that change at every curve. You pass from terraced vineyards to thermal springs, from hidden beaches to villages perched on hills.
That is it.
The Aragonese Castle is the main attraction of the island and emerges from the sea like a stone cathedral, connected to the mainland by a bridge that seems suspended between reality and legend. Strolling through the alleys of Ischia Ponte or San Angelo, which are two villages, means immersing yourself in an atmosphere where volcanic nature has created unique architectures. Here, houses are heated with warmth that comes from underground. Gardens grow luxuriant thanks to fertile soil, and every stone tells of an island that has managed to transform nature's force into pure beauty.
Okay. Why I don't know. Is there something they spray in water to make it so blue, or is the sky? Because here in Africa, most of the water bodies are brown. I don't know if it's maybe dirt or what. I don't know, but I don't think I've seen blue waters here. But all the waters, all the lakes, the oceans in Italy from this video, it shows that are blue. I don't know if it's the sky or what. Let's continue the video.
Monte Gridolfo. Welcome to one of the most beautiful surprises of the Romagna hinterland. This fortified village welcomes with perfectly preserved medieval walls that enclose a historic center where every stone has been restored with maniacal love. The streets guide through a journey in time that starts from the 13th century, but the particularity of this place lies in its rebirth. Indeed, in the 70s, it was almost abandoned, but today it's a perfect example of how sustainable tourism can give new life to small centers.
I'm learning a lot of history. I didn't do history in school, so I might as well.
From the walls, you enjoy a panorama that spans from the hills of the hinterland to the Adriatic coast on the clearest days. While walking through the village, you'll discover how medieval architecture can dialogue perfectly with modern services.
Wow.
The surrounding hills, covered with vineyards and olive groves, complete a picture where tradition and innovation blend in perfect harmony.
Does it know? It is so developed.
Bobbio.
Yeah.
The bridge that crosses the Trebbia River with its 11 irregular arches is just the beginning of an experience that will remain in your heart.
Yeah. One thing that gets me every time is how clean, how clean and the number of trees that are very, it seems as if they plant a lot of trees, and that's really nice. It helps with ventilation and all of that. They are very nice it is.
This village of the Trebbia Valley has a millennial history that begins with St. Columban and his abbey, the beating heart of medieval European culture. streets of the historic center lead through centuries of history, from medieval porticos to Renaissance palaces, from Romanesque churches to the remains of the ancient cathedral.
Well, the houses are quite different here. Looks like what we have here.
Then there's the sound of the river water that accompanies every walk, creating a natural soundtrack that relaxes and enchants.
It's so beautiful.
But it's the general atmosphere that conquers, which is that of a city that has known how to maintain its village soul without giving up cultural vivacity. The historic cafes, the small artisan shops, the restaurants where you taste Piacenza tortelli, everything contributes to creating an environment where past and present coexist in perfect balance.
Are these cities or villages? Wow. Wow.
Grado. Call it the island of the sun, as the ancients did. This lagoon village of Friuli will conquer you with its unique atmosphere, suspended between Adriatic and lagoon.
The beaches. This beach is beautiful.
The Venetian streets, called Calli, here take on a very particular character because they are more collected and intimate, while the houses with soft colors are mirrored in the canals, creating reflections that change with the light.
This is beautiful. Venezia.
The Basilica of Santa Eufemia, with its early Christian mosaics, tells of when this was one of the most important ports of the Adriatic, while the bell tower, visible from kilometers away, has been for centuries the lighthouse that guided navigators toward the safe port. Today, the streets of the historic center, which are free from traffic, invite to walk slowly, discovering glimpses that speak of a very ancient maritime tradition.
First of all, I've never heard of a city or a village which is void of traffic here in Africa. Don't even. I'm not talk about it. It's a very beautiful place. If it's void of, I'll go here for vacation. It's a really beautiful place.
There are fish markets in the morning, taverns where you taste typical food, and beaches that extend to the horizon.
Wow, it's a good site for vacation.
Everything here breathes of sea and history.
Clean people. Every village has their own vibe. You know.
Vinsone.
So,
This village is the living demonstration that love for one's land can perform miracles. After the 1976 earthquake that razed it almost completely to the ground, the local community decided to rebuild it stone by stone, using original techniques and recovering every possible fragment of the historic buildings.
if you visit a place that is prone to earthquakes, that's why I'm scared of Japan. But anyways,
Today, walking through the streets of this medieval jewel means touching with your hands a unique example of faithfulness to one's roots. It's incredible to think that every brick, every tile, Every decoration has been cataloged and put back in the original place with millimetric precision. Even the 14th century walls, or the cathedral with its Romanesque facade, or the palaces in the center, everything has been restored to its ancient splendor with a precision that moves you.
In church, it looks like the churches, Catholic churches you have here.
But the real magic is discovered in the details, with every stone that tells and transmits the desire of a community that has never stopped believing in its own future.
It's a beautiful place. Ooh! But it looks like a very quiet place. But sometimes I just want to be away from the world. I think this
Labro.
is a place, you know, far away. I just want to.
Perched on a rock spur, this small medieval village welcomes you with a silence that has the taste of authenticity.
Peace and quiet.
Its stone
You guys, I feel like this is the definition of you wanting some peace and quiet. You look so, away from, noise, away from troubles, Anytime you want peace and quiet, I recommend this. It looks like that. Wow.
streets, steep and narrow, climb toward the summit of the hill, creating panoramic views that take your breath away. The particularity of this place lies precisely in its authenticity, because here you won't find souvenir shops or tourist calls, but only the naked and pure beauty of a village that has maintained its identity intact.
It's a beautiful thing.
The houses in local stone lean against each other, following the morphology of the terrain, while small staircases and blind alleys create a fascinating labyrinth to explore.
Quiet. Wow, so cute. Cats. I love cats, but I cannot keep them.
The parish church and the remains of the castle complete an architectural picture remain practically intact. While from the panoramic terraces, the gaze spans over Lake Toronto and the mountains, giving magnificent sunsets.
The houses always get they're so different from what I've seen, what I'm used to.
Fuji. The thermal baths have made this village famous in the world, but walking through its historic center means discovering much more than a simple thermal station. The streets of the center, elegant and well-kept, tell of a tradition of hospitality that sinks its roots in time, when popes and nobles came here to heal with the miraculous waters.
The flower pots, cute. Cute initiative. It's like everyone has like a flower pot in front of the house.
The contrast between the upper city, which is medieval and collected, with the lower one that is thermal and modern, creates a unique urban dynamic.
Yes, it's a beautiful village.
Going up toward the ancient village indeed Every step takes you back in time, while the architecture changes before your eyes.
Stone. It's, I love it. I love those type of houses. I don't
Up
know
there,
if I've
among artisan shops and family-run trattorias, you breathe a different air, where the pace is slower and local culinary traditions are passed down from generation to generation. This is the true beating heart of the village, the one that thermal spa tourists often never discover.
Ooh. Nature. Beautiful.
Capo di Monte,
Capo di Monte.
stretching into Lake Bolsena, this medieval village emerges from the volcanic waters, creating a scenario that seems painted.
Blue waters.
The Farnese fortress dominates from above with its imposing mass, while the little streets of the historic center descend in steps toward the small port, where fishermen's boats sway. Here,
Well, I've discovered that with Italy, in every city we have like flower pots, if not beside people's doors, beside residents. I don't know if I'm saying it correctly, but something like even on the streets you have like flower pots everywhere with different flowers. It helps with ventilation. That's really nice. It's like cleaning the air. I love that for them. It's really nice. It's really not common in Africa like that. Wow, it's a beautiful place.
time flows following the rhythms of the lake, which is the largest volcanic basin in Europe.
Wow, the skies are blue, the oceans are blue.
The red tufa houses that characterize the local architecture create a fascinating chromatic contrast with the deep blue of the waters, while the gardens that overlook the lake are fragrant with roses and jasmine. The Farnese Palace, with its frescoed halls, reminds of when this village was papal residence, while the taverns of the center serve fresh fish caught from the lake.
Ooh. This looks scary. It's like over the edge of something. I don't know. Well,
Vitorchiano.
I'm not living here for maybe $2,000. There's no way.
Welcome to the Stone City per excellence, where every building tells the mastery of stonemasons who have transformed Peperino, which is a typical volcanic rock of the area, into works of art.
Okay.
This village welcomes with a historic center that seems sculpted in a single block of volcanic rock, creating an architectural harmony that has no equal in this area of Italy. The gray paved streets create suggestive contrast with the facades of the houses, also made in the same local stone that characterizes every corner of the town. Then there's the medieval fortress that dominates from above, while the historic fountains scattered throughout the center give the sweet murmur of water that has been flowing for centuries now.
Centuries is why. Wow. Their houses are known for, how
It's incredible how this material, so hard, can transmit a sensation of warmth and welcome, transforming a simple walk in the village into an authentic emotion.
top-notch. The houses can, stand for centuries and they'll still be very strong and okay. I think it's the stones. Nice. Unlike here we use mud for our houses, not stones, just a few houses. The water again, you guys. It's this one.
Framura. Five ancient maritime villages called Seta, Costa, Anso, Castagnola, and Rebecca together compose the municipality of Framura, winding along the Ligurian coast like precious pearls, set in the rock overlooking the sea. The name derives from Latin and means near the fractures, reference to the deep cracks in the rock that had characterized this stretch of coastline. Each hamlet, however, has maintained its unique identity, developing between terraces and small natural landings.
The flowers, so beautiful.
Among these, Seta stands out for its more easterly position, gently resting on the coast, with its colored houses that look toward the open sea. Costa, instead, climbs on the terraced slopes, dominating the panorama from above, while Anzo completes this main trio, nestled among the rocks and characterized by its small port protected by cliffs. From the old railway, a road has been created that connects these villages, offering idyllic panoramas and unforgettable views. Indeed, from the houses that overlook the small landings, you climb through steep alleys and staircases that lead toward the hinterland, where the scent of Mediterranean scrub mixes with that of the sea, creating a unique landscape.
This can, come like expectancy, you never know. The air you breathe, it's a lot.
Camogli.
It looks more like the waters looks more like it's Antonio.
The gulf in which this village faces, called Paradise, couldn't have a more appropriate name, and here the houses seem to dive directly into the blue of the Mediterranean.
Oh. Come on.
The facades painted with vivid colors create a breathtaking scenario, while the ancient port still teems with fishermen who repair nets in the shade of the Basilica of Santa Maria Assunta. The Dragonara Castle, instead, built on a rock connected to the mainland, has been watching over the village for centuries. Going up through the alleys, the panorama opens on a coast that has inspired poets and painters, while the trattorias overlook directly the sea, where colorful boats sway gently.
So the houses here are not stony. They are just like what we have here in Africa. Not the difference is not much, but the water makes a lot of difference. It's blue. The skies are blue. Unlike here, the waters are brown. Let's continue. Such a beautiful place.
Here, every corner is a discovery and every alley a surprise that speaks of an authentic and genuine Liguria.
Damn.
Monte Isola.
Gorgeous.
In the heart of Lake Iseo emerges this mountain island that is the largest lacustrine jewel in Europe, almost a world apart, where time flows following ancient rhythms. Cars don't exist here. You move only by bike or on foot, and the sound of water that gently laps the shores dominates this natural paradise.
It seems as if I will not be allowed to visit this place because I cannot ride a bike. So I better start learning because it looks like a beautiful place. Looks like some, site for vacation. Wow.
Small fishing villages are distributed along the coast, each with its unique personality, and the colored houses are mirrored in the lake waters, while the historic centers preserve the charm of past eras.
The mountains, architecture, technology is a lot.
Going up toward the highest panoramic points, moreover, the view spans over a panorama that embraces the entire lake and the surrounding mountains.
Look at the view.
Not far away, there's the tiny island of San Paolo that completes this fairy tale scenario. It's a small green jewel that seems to float on the waters like an ancient relic. In this place, therefore, everything breathes of authenticity and harmony with nature, in a perfect balance between man and environment that has been passed down for generations now.
Look at the beauty of this place. Tell me you don't want. Yo. No. God just gave everything to it.
Limone sul Garda.
Wow. And places
Clinging to the rock like a fairy tale village, this small paradise of Lake Garda will conquer you with its terraced lemon groves that descend steeply toward the lake water.
Let's continue.
The historic greenhouses tell of a unique agricultural tradition that has made these lemons famous throughout Europe. And it's precisely the scent of citrus that mixes with that of the lake, creating an intoxicating atmosphere.
Wow, what a beautiful way to say it. Wow, we have this at the same level.
The historic center, with its cobblestone streets and pastel-colored houses, seems to emerge directly from the mountain, while the porticos and loggias of ancient palaces offer cool corners where you can stop to admire the panorama. Walking on the lakefront instead, among palms and oleanders, you understand why this place has bewitched travelers and artists for centuries. There are even restaurant terraces that overlook directly the water, giving sunsets that paint everything pink and gold.
Wow. Sunset here is everything I wish for. Beautiful people. Wow. Can you guys see?
Desenzano.
How on earth is this a village? Yeah,
On the Brescia shore of Garda rises this pearl that unites the elegance of an international tourist destination with the authenticity of a village with 2,000 years of history.
It's like the whole city and more in Africa.
The tourist port,
Wow.
with its yachts and sailboats, frames a historic center where every stone remembers Roman, medieval, and Venetian dominations.
Italy is a 10/10 minus.
The medieval castle dominates from above, offering panoramas that span the entire lake. The Roman villas, with their perfectly preserved mosaics, catapult you into a journey through time, while the lakefront, with its palms and historic cafes, smells of slow Italian life. The central square pulses with life both day and night, with its porticos that house elegant boutiques and refined restaurants. But it's walking through the old village that you discover the most authentic soul. Narrow alleys, colored houses, small squares. Everything seems to slow down to allow savoring